Welcome to the Salon Scheduler video on understanding reporting. Let's get started. Okay, what you want to do is to set up the reporting, you want to tap the three lines here in the top left corner. Now you can view your reports directly if you tap this link right here. If you're on a PC or on a phone, it'll start a new web browser because all the reports are really available on a web browser. You can view them from anywhere. Okay. The Clover device, if you do elect to view your reports from the Clover device, it prevents you from downloading or printing the reports, mainly because the Clover printer is too small and we can't format right. And also the reports are highly secure. So the Clover is highly secure, so you can't really upload data from it and such. So if you want to really view your reports and take advantage of all the features, make sure you view your reports from your phone or from your iPad or from your PC or Mac, okay? So let me go ahead and show you how to set up your reports. Tap on Settings, and then after you're on the settings, what you want to do is tap on the Reports, and tap on Report Settings. Okay, I'm going to explain these different settings. Material cost, you're going to set up under your service settings for each service if there's a cost associated with that service. And like, for example, nails, there might be a cost for the kit for the nails, okay? And then you also have to decide, well, does the employee get credit for the cost of those nail kit, or does the owner get credit for the cost of the nail kit? So this is where you choose if the material cost goes to the employee or the owner. You specify the actual cost when you set up each of the services, and you can change that per employee under the employee settings also, okay? You can choose if the cost is applied after the commission or before the commission, okay? So that's something important. You know, cost after the commission means first we'd calculate the employee commission, then we'd subtract off the amount that's due to the owner, for example, on the cost. If you don't use this, if you set this to no, then first we give the cost to the employer owner, then the remaining amount we split by the commission, okay? Tips, you can decide if they're split proportionally or evenly. Okay, so if you choose to split tips proportionally, that means if three employees worked on a particular order, and that one did 10% of the dollar amount, and another did 20%, and another did the other 70% of the dollar amount, that's how we'll apportion the tips. 10% to one, 20% to another, and 70% to the last. Okay, so you could change it to even splitting. All three employees would get 33% of the tip. Okay, those are your two options there. On the reporting later on, you can go in there and physically change the tip amount, but then you have to manage it yourself as far as making sure your numbers add up. Okay, use nicknames on receipts if you want to do that. Prompt register for employee. If you don't pay commissions to your employees, change the prompt register for employee to no. Okay, what this means is if you ever go to the register and directly purchase an item, see right now, if you directly purchase any item, we're going to pop up a box. That's us right here. We're going to pop up a box asking who gets credit for that item. And see how we applied that by and then the name of the employee? Okay, well that right there, this is our way of knowing who gets credit for each item. Okay, well, if you're not actually using if you're not paying commissions, and you probably don't care, and you can just save yourself the trouble by turning this to no. Okay, so we pay commissions if you're going to use it, and if you don't, just turn the prompt registered employees to off, okay? Enable quantity checking. If you're using some items in quantity, you can turn that on. Most people don't need that. Allow skip on register. Sometimes people want the ability to not specify any employee when they sell an item, and this would allow it. That's the default. You can change it to no, meaning every item needs to have a by employee on it. Okay, so these are the various settings you can do for your reporting. Okay, now let me show you where to get your link. You can view your reports again. You can view them directly from the scheduler, and I'm going to show you how to do that again here. Just you can just tap on the three-line menu, and you can tap on View Reports, and there you go. You're going to see this is a website that you're logging into. You can provide a PIN code, and then you're logged into the interface, and I'm going to show you the types of reports that are available to you, okay? There's an employee service report. That's the commission report, okay? It tells you each service that was performed by an employee, and it tells you the commission that they're paid out as well as the tips that they're due, and it also provides the totals that each employee made, okay? This employee service report will graph out everything for you. It actually gives you a graph. If you choose a date range, you just choose it right here. You click on there. You can choose the date range you want, or you can choose a custom date range. So choose a custom date range. You pick the first date and you pick the second date without anything in between, okay? But if you don't want to, you can choose like, you know, the last 14 days, last year, for example. Now remember, we're getting this data real time, so you definitely want to just want to make sure to give it enough time to run, because what we're doing is we pull the data real time from Clover, and that gives you the most accurate numbers possible, but it also means that if you do something like a 12-month range, it's going to take some time. Probably take you about 2 to 4 minutes to get all the data for a whole year. But we do log it, we do show it all to you with a graph. I'm going to show you that in a minute, okay? That's the employee service report. You can also choose the service summary report. It's the exact same report, but it only gives you the summary numbers instead of giving you all the detail. And I'm going to walk through the actual report here in a minute. The active customer report is going to give you, within the date range you select, all the customers that have visited and the services they performed and the dollar amounts and everything. Inactive customer service report, inactive customer report, if you choose a date range, it's going to show you all the customers that did not come in during that date range. And the agenda forecast report is going to report basically within the date range which employees have appointments scheduled and the total amount of minutes and dollars that are scheduled for the employees. Okay. Now, the last thing I want to tell you about this before we get into specific reports is when you're done with the report, be sure to tap this logout button right here. Okay. What this logout button does is it basically resets so that if somebody logs in with that's just an employee, they'll only see their own numbers. Okay. So you want to make sure you log out. Other thing I want to mention is on this service report or the service summary report, which is the commission report, on these reports, when you use them, if you have any discounts, if the discount is on a line item, we know who gets credit for it and you'll see it real easily. If you add a discount to an order, we don't know which employee gets credit for that discount. So we're going to use a smart algorithm and we're going to try to figure it out. Okay. Like if there's only one employee and there's an order level discount, we'll give it to the one employee. Okay. So you have to be careful if you use an order level discount on your reports. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you an actual report. Okay. So here's an actual report. And what you can see here, you'll see the graph at the top, gives you each employee, and you can switch to month data, or you can switch to week data, and you can switch to bar graphs if you like, or if you prefer line graphs, okay? So, and this is going to be based on the length of the report you run. You see each employee is going to be listed out, and after each employee, this particular salon is using a lot of different features, but after each employee, you'll also see, you'll see each item listed along with the commission that is due for each employee. So like here's an item, this is the commission, there's the tip on there, and it adds it all up and it presents it to you as a total that's due the owner and the employee for each individual service. At the end of the report, you'll get a grand total also. Okay, so that's what the report looks like for the employees. And you can print it out, you can download it as a PDF, Excel, CSV file, or you can copy the data to your clipboard. All these features are going to be available on your PC or your Mac, and maybe on your iPad or your phone, depending on what feature and if you have a printer hooked up or such. Okay. You can also search, right? So you can actually say, I only want to see all the items that have a particular keyword in them. Okay. And so this is very useful if you need to get the report down to just everything that's a particular item. Okay, so you can use a keyword in that search. It's really useful for finding something really quick and being able to get some really good numbers for you. And again, this graph, we are basically trying to forecast or draw the lines in between using a cubic model. Okay, so that's what the report looks like for the commissions. A few other things to explain. If you see non-scheduler employee, see right here, non-scheduler employee, what that means is that there's an employee that was given credit for something, but that employee is no longer turned on as an employee that provides services. We have to distinguish that because if they don't provide services, we don't know what commission to provide. So we'll put them as non-scheduler employee and no commission, okay? If we see that they had, if a non-service item means that the item that was given credit was a product, basically, an item that was not set up as a service in the scheduler. Okay, so that's what those terms mean. You'll also see, sometimes you'll see a category for remaining tip. What that means is we only pay tip out on actual services. Sometimes a customer will tip on an order without a service, and we don't know which how to distinguish or how to work with a tip on a product. So in those scenarios, we'll just put a remaining tip. So if you ever see a remaining tip that's not apportioned to an employee, it would be because there was not a service on that order. We also give you the order number right here. And so you can look that up on the Clover Orders app and find all the details. If you need to change who gets credit for an item, you can tap on that item right there and see it'll let you change the employee that gets credit for it, okay? If you need to change the tip amount, you can actually tap right there and it'll tell you the original tip on the ticket and you can change it. Now this is a little dangerous because if you change the tip yourself, we're no longer accounting for it, so you need to make sure to balance your tip for that particular order. Okay, that's why we tell you the original tip amount. Okay, so you know, because a particular order could have 3 or 4 different employees who perform services, we're breaking it all down. We're breaking down the tip proportionally or evenly, and so you just need to make sure that if you need to change the tip, you're welcome to do that, but just make sure you take care of the accounting yourself. And if you want to apportion that to somebody else, make sure that once you do it, you do need to rerun the report. Okay, last thing, I want to show you how you can get the, basically how you can view the report from your PC or from your, from your iPad. What you want to do is tap on the info, help, or contact us. If you're on an older version still, tap on the question mark in the top right over here, and you'll see this option that says text me getting started info or email getting started info. Okay, what you want to do is go ahead and email it to yourself if you want to see your report from a PC, or text it to yourself if you want to see your report from from your phone or iPad. Okay, because that'll give you the link. Let me go ahead and show you what that link looks like that you're going to get. Okay, so this is the text message that you'll get. You get a similar email if you'd requested an email. So you're going to see your login token. This is useful for your logging into various devices. That's kind of like a username. And the employee logs in with this as well as their own PIN code, okay? But like right here, reporting. See, we give you this link, okay? This is the link for reporting that you can just click on it if you're on your PC, and you'll be taken to a browser and you can look at your report. Then just bookmark it so that you can, in the future, it'll just be a favorite for you and you can go to your report really easily, okay? But this is your reporting URL. You can view your reports from any browser as long as you have this link right here. And you can click on it, you give it your PIN code, and you can view whatever you need to, okay? Now there's other information on this text message or email that you got. It also includes how to get the app for your iPhone and for your Android phone or for your Windows. And it also gives you the place to get our videos as well as how to contact us.